Well, today is Wednesday. Today's the 5th, is it? It's the 5th of March 2025, and we're down in Mallorca a little bit earlier than normal for Anita's knitting, so we've come for a coffee. Good way to start the day.
And just to show you, this is one of my favourite magazines. It's a nice way to get this here, lead on. It's a bit more expensive, but it's worth it.
18 euros?
No, 8.
8, still a lot of money. Anyway, we're going to enjoy our coffee now.
I just had a lovely coffee at Mallorca, and we're just walking down now towards the church. I'm just looking at the work that's going on here, where they're setting out all the footings for whatever's going to be constructed, but whatever it is, it's quite a big thing. Lots of concrete down there and steel, and while the work's progressing. Now we're going to walk down, have a look round by the church. This is where I normally go when Anita goes to the knitting group. It's just a nice place to sit and contemplate, but today Anita's with me because we've come out a little bit earlier today. It's King Richard III International College. It's down there, more construction. It is a large plot of land. Loads going on there. That's who's doing it. Nice to see some progress being made and actually seriously getting on with it.
Should we walk down to the little beach?
Can do. We'll go to the church first. Some yoga class or something going on over there for adults.
The third is that. The third age that meet there.
Oh, it's the third age. All right. Pensioners club in effect.
Sí, pasar la ITV, la furgoneta, no sé qué. Hola.
Been the story of the weather over the last few days. It's very grey. The weather forecast says there could possibly be rain, but it's just looking as though it's going to be grey and overcast for us today. Sun trying to get through, but it's not having much success at the moment. But the story of the last few days has just been the wind. It just seems to be so persistent. And because we get wind, we get rough seas as well, so there's been lots of those. It's unusual to see cars in here, so I'm not sure what's going on. This used to be a well-used car park. It was sort of open to the public, and they even had a car boot sale here at one time. Just going round. You can see the waves are breaking on the rocks over there.
Really nice that this church is open all the time.
It's always open. Every time I come by, the church is open. Occasionally I'll pop my head round, have a look. I did come here last week and did a little bit of talk about ETIAS and the EES. The news on that really is no change. However, There is news from the UK side in that in April, people entering the UK are going to have the equivalent of ETIAS, which is called ETA in the UK. And so someone from Spain, for example, if you're Spanish, you're going to have to get this visa waiver. Boat bobbling around in the water there. But you can see how clear the sea is, even though it's been quite turbulent over the last few days. And another interesting sign there. There's a tractor on the beach, and he's going over. He's got his big thing on the front, which is actually just a big sieve, and he's going over and just taking out any rubbish that's been left on the beach. Clearly they're planning to open up the beaches with beds and parasols and the like. I think the boat's been very sensible in coming in here. It is somewhat protected from the waves which are outside there. It doesn't look as bad as it has been, but it's still quite turbulent out there, and we've got quite a lot of protection with the way that this little area is configured. Last week I came, there was a lady swimming in the sea. No sign of that today. In fact, no sign of anybody on the beach today. Well, it's a bit too cool and windy here at the moment, so we're going to move on. Get out of the wind. It's the altar where they do the outdoor mass. Not at this time of the year though. It came into its own during COVID. And people had to be well distanced. They could put some chairs outside here and people could really keep well spread out. Well, interesting, those cars are there. There's absolutely no sign of anyone around. Quite curious as to why there's so many cars parked inside. Looks like they're packing up over there. To see quite a lot of people out doing exercise and yoga and whatever it is they've been doing. So Quite a good group of them. It's the road that takes you down to the little beach. You want to go do that? Well, they've got a path which takes us quite high above the road here. And this is the school. King Richard III follows the British curriculum. The road here was closed for quite a while. And they've now relaid it, made it much better, done the walls down there, looking good.
You've been down this way?
Yep, yeah. It's down there. That blue car's a McLaren. You see some strange cars around here, but they're a very sporty one. See how high we are up above the road.
When we first lived here, this didn't exist. You had to walk up the road, didn't you?
Yeah, so when we came to the island 40 years ago, we did actually start in just a little apartment that the school provided for us, which made it a very easy transition really to come. We didn't have to look for anywhere to live. And so we stayed in the apartment, and actually quite soon, in 2 or 3 months, we managed to find a place which was a little bit more permanent, which is just at the bottom of this hill. Well, actually, it's just in amongst all of that lot. But to get to it, you have to go to the bottom of this hill.
And then up
So-
75 steps.
When Anita used to go to the shops, she used to come up this hill, and there was no pavement like this. It was push up the road. And there was a rather snazzy hotel over here. It was a little 2-star place. Not even sure it had 2 stars. It was a very simple hotel. It's now been completely refurbished and changed, and is much smarter. And there's lots of them all the way down.
Good exercise these.
Yeah. Are we walking back up them, or are we going around? I think we should go around.
Yeah. This is the Donna hotels. Lobby that way.
nearly at the bottom. I've got another group doing their exercises. Got the weights, skipping ropes, everything. Oof. The hotel is open, I believe. It's a bit too windy out there. Maybe cleaning up at the top. And this is the little beach, so you can see that there are some waves, but it's really not too bad on this side, and that's because of the direction of the wind. And no beds.
No, it's empty.
Not yet.
You think what this used to be here?
Yeah, there used to be like a greasy spoon
You have to
cafe.
find a photo of it.
Really quite a transformation now. Very nice. And that used to be a little gift shop and ice cream shop. It only ever opened in the summer. And there were no buildings on this side. It's just empty land.
And now they're mansions, aren't they? Look at the size of those.
Yeah. When we first came to live here then, this is actually where we lived, just about 100 metres up here. That's how close we were to the beach. Yeah, there used to be a bus stop just there. Can't remember. And I would come out of the gate, get the bus to school in the morning. Left at about 8:25, I think, in the morning. Only just got me there on time. It's not far from here. And this is actually where we lived, but up 75 steps, so it was not easy, particularly when Anita became pregnant. So I had to go up all those steps all the way to the house at the top there. And this wasn't a cafe, it was a rent-a-car. And we used to rent that.
Manolo and...
I don't know. So they used to rent the cars from there. They used to have a property on the mainland as well where they'd got olive trees. And every now and again he would disappear to the mainland, come back with lots of olive oil and sell it to us. And this was right next to us, and this wasn't here. There was no buildings here when we lived here. This all came afterwards. There you are. There's one for sale if you're interested. That will be a pretty price, I would think. And the garage here, which is a repair garage, was opened by a neighbour of ours in Port Al's when we lived up in the middle of the village. Oche Sadly, he passed away, but the garage is still here, so survived well. You see his wife now and again. His wife used to run the second-hand shop, which was called Just Jane, but she wasn't named Jane, was she? I don't know where the name came from the previous owner, probably. And walking up and down here, I find it quite amazing that there used to be a hotel here, and it's just rocks, and I can't envisage how it was, but I do remember visiting the hotel once, going into it. I don't know. You had to climb up some steps, so I used to climb up the steps here to get to the reception area. Did she?
I bet you did, Selena. With Rebecca.
I don't remember that. Just on the other side up there is where Anita will be going later on to the knitting group. That's where they meet. That area is called Bendinat, so we're still in Port Alice now here. But across the road there you go into Bendinat, and that's old Bendinat. Sometimes I would need to get to school earlier than 8:45, and that would mean walking up here and catching an earlier bus just at the top of this road. Yeah. Just at this end of the road, this is where the bus stop is. There is still a bus stop there, and there was a little bar there called the Bar Granada. The building's still there, but it's been derelict for a very long time. Our first car was bought from some people who rented an apartment in the building there.
Little boy called Richard.
Yeah. So that's the Bar Granada, just at the top by the stop sign. But we're going up here. Yeah?
Yes, what time is it?
It's 22, or do you want to walk straight to your
No,
knitting?
I've got to get all my bags.
Oh, right.
What time is it?
20 past nearly.
I would walk, but I've got all my bags. All the lemons to say.
So we've got to walk back into the village to get to the car so that I can drive down to take Anita. Busy road. There is a walkway on the far side there, which would be a better place for us to be, but can't get to it from here without climbing. It's where we've just come from. House for sale there. Must be on a noisy road though. Oh, and you just found some pine cones? What are you going to do with them?
Outside
Make some decoration somewhere. There's a public car park here just to the right, and that serves this side of the village. And there's another one on the opposite side of the village as well. They're both pay and display, but at this time of the year you don't have to pay. Next month you will, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. You have to look out for blue lines on the floor. If there's a blue line, you have to pay. But there are signs, there's one there giving you the dates, and it's free. Restaurant coming up on the left, one of the first we ever came to, and it was really just a chicken and chips place then, and then it got sold to a couple who turned it into La Opera, which was a pizzeria, which is now for sale yet again. But that would be our Friday evening place to go, just to meet all our friends. And I think pretty much we had the same every time we went. We would always have the same, so they knew exactly what our order was going to be. I just spotted a flower shop. We're nearly back up into the village now. Ferreteria there. Quite an amazing place. Nuts and bolts and screws and switches, light bulbs, get everything there. Barbecues.
Bins, which I've been from there.
Did we?
Bookshop's gone.
Sadly no bookshop there now. But we do have bookshops in Palma and in Palma now.
Somebody ran the bookshop.
Ticket if you want to book a holiday. And Cimelli's, that's where we started having our coffee. Well, we went for a walk, and this is the square. Well, I'll be whisking Anita off now to the knitting club. So thanks very much for joining us on this little walk around Port Owls.
Nice morning walk.
Yeah. And we look forward to seeing you in our next video. So bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.